Superficial people, deep people, part 2. So the best relationship is between what I call a deep deep with a deep deep. So a deep deep is somebody who can go deep intellectually, who truly investigates reality and truth. And a deep deep is then could also go deep emotionally, could talk about their vulnerability and communicate what they're truly feeling. They can do it intellectually, and they could also do it emotionally. We call them a deep deep. Now, there's 2 types of deeps. You have a deep that can go deep intellectually, or you can have a deep that just go deep emotionally, but a deep deep can do both. So you have deep 1, deep 2, and a deep deep. So the best relationship is if you have a deep deep with a deep deep. They can talk emotionally with each other, and they can talk about intellectual issues together, and there'll be a wonderful union. It'll be great for a boyfriend and girlfriend, a husband and wife. If you're deep deep, one of the things you want to look for in a partner or a mate is an honorable deep deep. The best is an honorable deep deep with an honorable deep deep. First is not honorable and they're deep deep, they can fool you and exploit you. The best relationship is with an honorable deep deep with an honorable deep deep. Now, it's hard to know who's honorable. Now, that takes a long time to figure out. But you can tell who's deep, who's a deep or a deep deep very quickly. So that's the best relationship there is. An honorable deep deep with an honorable deep deep. That's the best. Any comments or questions on the deep deeps, the honorable deep deeps, relationship between honorable deep deeps? Any questions on that?
Hi, Dr. Arnold. It's Bridget.
Hey, Bridget.
How are you?
Good. I'm so glad you're here, Bridget. Really.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I just had a question. I do believe everyone can be deep. And I know that we had talked about the distinguish between deep deep and chat. But I believe everyone can be deep. How do you think someone can bring that out in someone?
Well, you have the deeps and the chats. Now, the chats, you have the committed chats who are always, they're not going to go deep. They're committed. Maybe they've been traumatized. Maybe it's just not in them, but they're never going to go deep. But then you have the chadeeps. Chadeeps. That's abbreviated for chat deep. Chadeeps. Now, chadeep will chat, but really is a closet case deep. They want to go deep. They just don't know how to go there. So what will help that person go there is if you start talking deeply, and then you also listen deeply. By you can bring out the depth in another person if you're listening deeply. If you're really interested in another person, that person will know it, and they're going to open up and they're going to talk to you. They may not be used to doing that. They may feel vulnerable. And one way to do it is you can start off even on an intellectual basis. You can say, what do you think about honor? What does honor mean to you? It's a good starting point. Almost everybody will talk about what that means. That could start a deep conversation. And you can talk about what it is for you and ask people what they think of it. But if you really listen to the person and you're genuinely interested, that's the best way to open somebody up because you're genuinely interested. A very good question, Bridget. That will do it. But you can't open up a chat, a committed chat. You can open up a chat deep. That's doable. So I would say there are committed chats. That's about 30% of the population are committed chats. 70% of the people want to go deep. We interviewed 1,800 people. We found that 70% want to go deep. They may not know how to go there. 30% are committed chats. They just don't want to do that. Very good, Bridget.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now, Bridget, do you have anything else you want to ask or say? That was a very good question.
No, I just like that. It's like giving a safe space and then giving them more opportunity to open up and be deep.
You know, that's what the whole thing is, a safe space. We want people to be able to come out and be deep and speak their truth in their reality. It should be more commonplace than it is. People want it more often. They just don't know how to go there. And the honor movement is an attempt to gather the deeps, together where they can then communicate. And I don't want deep people to feel like outsiders anymore. I don't want the loneliness that goes with that. I don't want you to be lonely being around chats.